Hello. Some of you may recognize me from previous performances where I tried to make people laugh and enjoy themselves. Like she said, 2016 was not a great year. As you may have seen on the news about 4 months ago, and I don't want to bring anybody down, that's not what I'm doing, I just want to kind of tell a story. So 4 months ago, my son Sam, who was 18, was murdered by his friend. They had used his compassion and willingness to help people to lure him out to a place because they wanted to know what it felt like to kill somebody. So that's kind of where we're starting. So yeah, Sam, 4 months ago, killed. I didn't really want to do the show because I'm not sure I can make people in groups laugh anymore. And Tacoma let me know. She's like, I don't want you to make people laugh. I want you to be a part of the show because burlesque is not just seeing wonderful ladies take off their clothes or people sing and dance. It's just about the lives of performers and, you know, that kind of thing. And Sam was actually a performer. He was big in the high school band, and he was teaching himself to play the piano and the guitar, and just loved music. And he also loved computers. The tattoo I have here, I don't know if you can see it, but is a bass clef from music made out of computers. So that was one of his things. And I know she said I was going to take my shirt off, but you know, that one there is again a bass clef and computers put together. That one there, actually, some of Sam's ashes are in that ink, so I always have them with me. So I don't really remember what I was going to say, so I wrote some of it down here. Well, I don't have very good handwriting. So Sam was really a very good person. I didn't realize how good until after the memorial service, when hundreds of people came up and said how they'd affected his life. He prevented one person from killing themselves just by talking to them because he said they looked sad and that the world would be a worse place without him. He would help you fix your computer. He even dealt with my mom and her computer, which, you know, if you know old people and computers, that's kind of a big deal. So he had a lot of patience and would always help. And as far as funny, if you think sarcastic teenagers are funny, then he was freaking hilarious. I would ask him to do something, you know, because he'd lived with me the last 5 years. And I said, hey, Sam, you know, why don't you pick up your room? And he would look at me and yell out, you're not my real dad. And then he'd go and do it, but, you know, I had that to worry about. Maybe I'm not his real dad. No, I'm pretty sure I am. So, yeah, so that was a fun thing. That makes so much sense. He was very smart, like I said, with computers, and he would always like say, hey, you want to watch this movie? Like, well, the movie's not out yet. And he'd just kind of look at me with that smile like, Dad, come on. And I'm like, well, you're going to get in trouble, you know, the FBI or, you know, Cox or some other great organization's coming after us. He's like, well, they'll come after the neighbors first because we're using their Wi-Fi. Oh, well then by all means, let's go ahead and download the latest movies. So, there was one time I came home from work and he's got all these parts all over the ground in the living room, and he's building something. And you know, I know a little bit about electronics and stuff as well, so I kind of put two and two together, and asked him why he was building an EMP device. EMP, in case you don't know, is an electromagnetic pulse. It destroys computers and electronics and that kind of thing. And he was just sitting there building one in the living room, and that obviously concerned me. I'm like, Sam, why are you building an EMP device? And he was kind of shocked that I knew what it was and just said that he wanted to. And I was like, well, if you're going to build an EMP device, build it at your mom's or your grandparents' house. Because we have a lot of electronics here that I don't want to go poof. What he had done, just in case the FBI figured out that our neighbors weren't downloading all the movies, he had put around the doors a signaling device so that if they took his computer outside of the door, the EMP device would go off and wipe out any traces of what was wrong there. So, yeah, like I said, Sam was very, very smart. One time he ordered a laser from China, which was kind of interesting. And, you know, this laser shows up and he's like, yeah, we can't really point it at things because it will set things on fire. Is this legal? He's like, it's not legal. It's not really the assurance I wanted, but yeah. So we learned it can pop balloons from like 20, 30 feet away, and the cats will really go after it for about a minute, then they realize, wow, this hurts, and then they'll leave it alone. Yeah, so that's kind of a fun story if you don't like cats. The other, one time I'm upstairs, kind of doing something on the computer, and he says, hey, we may want to change our Facebook passwords because we just got hacked. I'm like, oh, well, I don't use that password for Facebook. I'm like, well, who hacked you? It's like, I don't know, some guy in the Sudan. I'm like Africa? He's like, yeah. Like, but don't worry, I turned off the internet. For Sudan? No, just that guy. He won't be able to do anything for like 12 hours. I'm like, okay, I was just curious because, I'm sure Sudan needed their internet or something. But yeah, so that's the kind of kid he was. And again, helpful to a fault, evidently. Oh, yeah. So I go to buy some wine one day because, I have children. And we're there, and him and his brother both were like, his brother whispers to the checkout girl, don't let him buy it. He beats us when he drinks. No. And then Sam, not to be outdone, was like, it's okay. He only drinks when we cry. So, that was another trip to DFAC. But yeah, so that was, that's the kind of kid he was. I wanted to do this because I want people to know who Sam was. He wasn't a headline in the newspaper, first murder in Perry in 8 years. He wasn't, that kid that you see, and we hear about the two killers and, we're going to have a big trial in October and everything. That's not who he was. The other thing I wanted to do was read what I had said as memorial service. We had it at the biggest church in Perry, and it was like overrun. There was more than like 1,200 people that came to this service, and we were just shocked and amazed at the crowd that was there and the people that wanted to show how Sam had touched them and was an important part of their life. So this was what I wrote for if I can get past my email here. Where's Sam when you need him, right? So, hang on. Okay. Thank you. Sam was good. It took two evil people to overcome Sam's goodness. Sam was always helping his Nana and Papa with chores around the house. As a section leader for drumline, Sam went out of his way to help his classmates to be better musicians. Sam was always being helpful with his mother and his friends with their computers. When we rescued our dog, Annabelle, she came into our lives broken and scared. She was 22 pounds, skin and bones, and blind in one eye. Sam, with his helping and loving spirit, bonded with her. She became his dog, and he became her human. She still looks at me every now and then and like, where is it? And I don't know. I'm sad Sam is gone, obviously, but I'm more sad that more people will not get to know him. We knew Sam had an impact on people's lives, but not to the extent we have seen. When he was missing, complete strangers came by with offers to help, to search, to bring water, and shared the news that we were looking for him. By Tuesday afternoon, Sam's name and face were literally being shown nationwide. After we found Sam had been killed, searching turned into love and prayers. Everyone mourned with us. But even more importantly, people shared with us ways Sam had impacted their lives. Sam's death shocked us all, but Sam's life is what really matters. And Sam's life will continue to matter. He really wanted to help people, and so many of us will remember the ways that Sam was there when we needed him. That's how we can honor Sam and continue to remember him, to show the world that Sam's life still matters. After you leave here today, and every time you remember Sam, please help each other and help the world. It's what Sam would have wanted. Thank you.